Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? So here we are from the WMC Book Club. We're back at it again. I hope that everybody's doing very well. Before we go into our long weekend, we'll get into this discussion. And for today's session, we'll be talking about our learnings from my book, which you guys can see, from Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist, which is actually my favorite book, and I'm very excited that we're finally doing this. How's everybody from the book club doing?
Good.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm so
Yes.
looking forward to today's discussion. How about you, Joyce and Amy?
I've been waiting for the book club to resume because, diba, actually, we postponed it. Supposed
Yes.
to be last April. So, yun po. Very excited.
Yes, I'm so excited because I thought I read this book years back, but when I browse on the pages, I haven't. So this was in my to-do list pala. So finally, I'm able to read the book.
That's great. That's great. So let's get started. First and foremost, because this book was written in 1987. No? So I want to give a brief description muna, an introduction of the book, the author, and also the content. No? So did you know that it only took the author Paulo Coelho 2 weeks to write the original Portuguese version of The Alchemist in 1987? He could write that fast because, as he put it, the book was already written in his soul. Grabing lalim, diba? Now, fast forward to today, the book has sold over 65 million copies. And it spent more than 315 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list. And the book also holds the Guinness World Record for the most translated book by a living author.
Wow.
Yan. So medyo may dating tong librong to, no? A one-sentence summary of The Alchemist. The Alchemist is a classic novel in which a boy named Santiago embarks on a journey seeking treasure in the Egyptian pyramids after having a recurring dream about it, and on the way meets mentors, falls in love, and most importantly, learns the true importance of who he is and how to improve himself and focus on what really matters in life. Yan. So alam nyo, bago ko inumpisahan, pakinggan yung audio version netong book na to, ni-research ko muna kung anong ibig sabihin ng alchemist. Yan. So, an alchemist is somebody who studies alchemy. And alchemy is a medieval chemical science and speculative philosophy aiming to achieve the transmutation of the base metals into gold and discovery of a universal cure for disease and the discovery of a means of indefinitely prolonging life. Grabe, no? And this is from Merriam and Webster. It is also a power or process that changes or transforms something in a mysterious or impressive way. Ayan. So, napakalalim ng ibig sabihin, no? Pero in modern days daw, ang alchemy means chemistry. So, science. Ayan. So, let's start with the discussion. Now, maraming beses na na-mention dito sa book nito about personal legend. Ayan. So, later on, I will be asking you kung ano ang personal legend niyo. Ayan. So, meron na kayong idea of how we're going to close the discussion. But let's walk through a quick summary of the book. And I was telling you earlier na I was having difficulty going through the whole story because it's as if every page, every everything that's happening in this book, no, may analogy. Meron siyang ibig sabihin. So medyo sabi ko, ang lalim. For me to better understand it, I have to do a bit of research. So I have help from different commentaries and also study guides that I found online. So that's where we're going to start. Now, lesson 1. If you want to reach your biggest goals and feel fulfilled, you must follow your personal legend. Now, the story begins with a young Spanish shepherd having a recurring dream. It happens each time he sleeps under a sycamore tree outside of an old church building. In the dream, the boy hears from a child that he must go to the Egyptian pyramids to seek a treasure. After meeting with a gypsy woman to find out what the dream means, the boy is surprised when she says he needs to go to Egypt. To make matters even stranger, an old man tells the boy the same thing. This time, however, the man uses the word personal legend to explain what the young man must do. After some deliberation, the boy decides to follow his personal legend and head for the pyramids. He sells his sheep and begins his journey by going to Tangier. Throughout the remainder of the book, he is constantly running into obstacles to his personal legend, but at each step overcomes them to find success and fulfillment. Ayan. So, ladies, tell me, naniniwala ba kayo sa fate? And naniniwala ba kayo na dun sa initially paniniwala nitong young shepherd na to, no, na whatever fate has in stored for him, hindi na niya pwedeng baguhin? Let's start with TJ.
Grabe, ang lalim talaga na nitong book na to. So now, you guys will find out why this is my favorite book. To answer your question, actually, if I believe in fate, I do to a certain degree. My belief is that the moment that, we were conceived and born, our life story is already written. However, what I don't believe is that whatever it is that's written for us, that's the end, that's it, and that's the ending for us. There's a story written for us before even we came to life, but then how it unfolds for us, what the ending will be, it ultimately is up to us. No, kasi ikaw na yung nandoon eh. You're given, sabi nga nila, no, if you're writing your own story, nobody else holds that pen. It's you. No, so you write that story, however you want, every chapter of your life will be, how the ending will be, it ultimately is up to you. Parang to me, yung fate, it's like, so to say, parang like a guide ba, or parang like a framework of, what could happen for you. Pero syempre ikaw, you don't want to settle na kung ito na lang talaga siya. No, you want to see what else is out there for you. Di ba laging ganun yata tayo, no, as humans, no? Lagi tayong may quests for more. Parang we don't wanna settle na, ito na lang ba? Ganito na lang ba? Parang this is not it. Parang there's more that I want out of this life. There's more that I want out of me. So yung fate, there is something written for us. I believe in that. But then how it's going to end, what our story will be like, it is ultimately up to us. Di ba? Yung ganyan, palalim na ng palalim yung discussion natin. No?
And we just started.
That's true. Hope pasa natin kay Amy now, who much like you actually, she also took her time in reading the book. You guys will be fascinated that sabi nila, this book can be read in like 3 hours. But then if you want to get the most out of it, you really have to take your time. Kaya nga it's understandable that the last time we had to cancel because everybody wants to take their time to really absorb all of it. That's how brilliant Paulo Coelho is, no? Kala mo kung ano yung nakasulat, that's it na. Yun pala meron siyang undertones, meron pa siyang gustong sabihin sa'yo. So what's it like for you, Amy? Do you believe in fate?
Well, actually, as I've said before, I thought that I read this book because I saw this from my sister's things. And she's telling me, Ate, this is a very good book. So, parang lagi kong sabi, yes, I'm gonna read it. But I didn't have the time before to read this. So, yun na nga, when I was reading, sobrang nahirapan sa umpisa pala, actually mga first few pages, parang sabi ko, medyo effort. Siguro mga first few pages, it took me 1 week. And then actually send the link of the the audiobook. And then sinabayan ko pagbabasa. Yes, ako naman, being religious, yes, I believe in faith. And sabi kasi, 'di ba, God has something beautiful readily available for you. But sabi nga ni TJ, hindi natin alam yung way. Kasi laging maganda naman yung plans, 'di ba? Laging
Yes.
the Lord has a plan for you. Laging maganda yung plan. So, um ang lagi ko lang naiisip, and ito inano ni Achi sa akin, na what you had at hand, yun yung kailangan mong gawin sa ngayon. So, yes, I believe in faith. I know that there is a good plan for me, that God has already laid the path, but I just don't know how to get there, 'di ba? Parang to this point to another. But at a certain time, certain moment in my life, nararating, 'di ba? Kung ano yung focus, like when I was studying, I'm an achiever. When, in my work, okay naman. But when, pag dumating ka na sa point na medyo, kapag sarili mo pa lang kasi minamanage mo, okay ka pa eh. Para sa akin, the decision is so easy to do. Diba?
Mm.
Parang ikaw lang magdidesisyon para sa sarili mo, wala ka namang
Sarili
ibang
mo.
iintindihan. But yun nga eh, there will come a time that you have to have difficult decisions in life. So, yun. So, dun siguro ko talaga kailangan hanapin yung Lord, ano, ano na po yung next step. So, di ba yun? And yes, I am expecting more of life kasi nga, ang lagi kong iniisip is, all the things binigay na ni Lord sa atin, di ba? We have been given the gift to do the things that we can do. Yun nga lang, what's next? Yun yung laging tanong eh. So yun, the mentors, that's what I'm seeking out. The people around me who will get me through the next step in my life. So yun. Actually, yung mga questions natin.
How about you, Joyce?
That's very sweet naman kay Amy. For me, ladies, faith, I believe also in faith na it's like before I was even born, nandun na yung story ko laid out na from very beginning until the very end of my book, for example. And then with what I'm gonna do with my perspective and everything, including the difficulties, challenges, at the same time, like what we're talking about, the energy I'll be giving into it, I'll be exerting into it, I'll be working hard for it. I would say doon ko i-incorporate yung my personal legend because I cannot control, or maybe and anytime in between, it's me who will decide, or I cannot change the story being laid for me, but it's like how I'm gonna enjoy my personal legend. So sometimes, diba, parang being a mom, focus lang sa like challenges, sa mahirap, sa magulo, sa ano, it's like understanding and awareness na it's my human nature. Doon ako sa mas madali kong i-express, like yun, comfort zone ko, kung saan ako mas madadali for me, madaling way for me. But on the other side, it's me also who will decide or who will act on my journey na I can see it also on a positive way, on a happy, chill way ko, where mas magaan for me. So, how I'm gonna do it, dun napapasok yung my personal legend as we reflect on the personal legend quote. But faith, it's there already. And that's what I believe also.
Well said, well said. Beautiful ladies, no?
Actually,
Yeah, yes,
Sorry,
TJ.
before you answer that question, I think I have this unique question for you, no, on behalf of all of us.
Naku, ito na.
Among all of us, no, you're
Ingi
the one
ba?
who's richest. You're the one who's richest in experience to us, given, you know,
Ang ganda
given
naman ang pagkasabi mo.
oo,
Ako yung
oo,
pinaka-senior, ibig
hindi na
sabihin.
yung mga sabihin
Yes.
gano'n. So you're the one who's richest in experience amongst us. So my curious question is that, so in those years, do you believe or do you feel like na yung nangyari sa buhay mo na yun from then up to now is like yung fate na nakasulat for you, or you know, how did you, or is it not, and then how did you change that, you know, yan, gano'n. Yun yung question ko sa'yo. Is it fate or is it that something that you redesigned for your on your own?
Okay, so actually yung sagot ko would be, you know, pretty much the answer also to lesson number 1, yung question ko on faith, no? Ako kasi, ang paniniwala ko, like what Amy said, no, the Lord will not allow anything to happen to you to harm you. 'Di ba? Kung sakaling, and I believe this to be true, kung sakaling may masakit or masamang experience na kailangan mong pagdaanan, naka-set na pagdadaanan mo siya, the Lord will equip you to be able to handle that challenge. Hindi ka niya pababayaan na, oh, eto yung kailangan mong pagdaanan, bahala ka nang dumiskarte. No. Ganun tayo kamahal ni Lord. Paghahandaan niya tayo. He will prepare us, He will equip us so that we will be able to handle these challenges. Kaya walang ibinibigay na experience si Lord na hindi natin kayang i-overcome. Saying that, I have this particular conversation with a very good friend, kumari ko actually, 2 years after I got separated, no? So it was 2 years after, before nila nalaman. We have there's a small group of friends from church that we would meet once a month. We would go out on movies, have dinner dates. So couple siya, no? Tapos, ako yung nagpe-prepare, ako yung nagpa-plan, ako yung nagsischedule. All of a sudden, wala. Parang tumahimik ako. Nabalitaan na lang nila sa labas na, you know, we got separated, and they wanted to support me. They wanted to encourage me. So 2 years after they found out, they asked me out to dinner. And after dinner, sabi niya sa akin, Janet, alam mo, I thought we wanted to invite you out to talk to you so that we can help you recover. But baliktad yung nangyari. Sa mga nasi-share mo, sa mga nakukwento mo tungkol sa pinagdaanan mo, parang kami ang na-bless. Tapos, Janet, alam mo, hindi ko alam kung anong gagawin ko kung sa akin nangyari yun. Gumanon siya sa akin. Sabi ko, alam mo, kaya nga hindi inalaw ni Lord na mangyari sa'yo. Kasi hindi mo kakayanin. Kaya iba yung challenges na pinagdadaanan mo. Kasi iba yung pag-equip sa'yo ni Lord. So I truly believe in what I said, no? So ang importante naman kasi, and you know, sometimes we don't understand that. Lord, anong equip? Anong equip? I cannot see myself to be strong enough to overcome what is in front of me right now. So how are you equipping me? Iyak ako ng iyak sa gabi. Pagising ko sa umaga, I don't know what to do. I don't know who to talk to, who to approach to, you know, pour out my heart, no? It is how we handle these challenges. I mean, it doesn't mean now, you know, it's all a bed of roses. It doesn't mean na pag inaccept natin yung nangyayari sa atin, magiging maganda na yung buhay natin. It doesn't mean that. It just means that we learn these lessons along the way and we use them to make us stronger, to make us wiser, to make us to be a blessing to other people. So it's how we handle the situation, actually. Ayan. So I hope that answered your question, TJ.
Yes, thank you, Achi.
Ayan. And on to lesson number 2. Stop being afraid if you want to remove the barriers that keep you from progressing. Now, to continue with the story, the boy soon arrives in Tangier. The culture and the language, which he cannot speak, amazed him. This leads to someone stealing all his money. Even worse, he fears he's made the wrong decision and almost heads back for Spain. But remembering what the old man taught him, the young shepherd pays attention to the omens all around him. He commits to his personal legend and begins working for a local crystal merchant. The merchant recognizes the boy's presence as a good omen and listens to his counsel that the man should take more risks with the business. This pays off, and the two eventually become rich. So, itong omen na sinasabi, no, dito sa part ng book na to, I think it is important for us to reflect on what is happening around us, who we are surrounded with, because we're no hermit. We are not living on our own. We are all surrounded by different kinds of people, di ba? Pag uwi natin sa bahay, we have our spouse. Well, you have your spouse. Me and TJ, we have our kids, no? And parents. Pagpunta natin sa trabaho, we have our colleagues, we have our managers, we have people who work in the head office. Pagpunta naman natin sa circle ng mga clients natin, we have our clients, no? So, and yung mga experiences natin because of these outside factors, kasi what we can control are ourselves only. We cannot control other people. Hence, we cannot control yung mga nangyayari sa paligid natin. Diba? So, etong mga omens na to, I think we have to pay attention to them because this will eventually affect how we decide on how we want to move forward with our personal legend. Ayan. So, baliktad naman tayo. Let's start with Joyce, no? Ikaw ba, sa pag-usapan natin yung family circle mo, not only with your spouse and your children, but also yung mga yung parents mo, kapatid mo, relatives, no? May nangyari na ba? Maybe one particular experience na whether you paid attention to that signal or not, how it affected the personal legend that you've already written out for yourself?
I'm thinking dun sa omen and sa family. Actually, I'm at the point kasi ngayon na parang with whatever's happening to me, whichever circle I'm into, yun nga, going back to your question na my family, ngayon, ina-assess ko not the situation or the person doing that to me, pero kumbaga, ano yung lesson or ano yung what's in it for me na okay, I'm assessing myself. Kumbaga, before kasi actually, well, particularly sa incident na kami ni mama ko, lagi kami nagka-clash. Parang parehas kami magaling. So, nag-away kami parehas. So, before, nakikipag-away din ako sa kanya. Parang, okay, sige, that's her point, this is my point, and then clash kami all. Then, lately, kahit nga after pandemic or during the pandemic, parang, okay, ganun na naman, either nag-giveaway ako because there's that thought na, okay, there's pandemic, what happened is, hindi mo na talaga alam how long kasama ko si mama or like mga ganong bagay or who knows, ako pala yung mauna sa kanya. So, anong purpose? Ba't magka-clash or mag-aaway kami? And then, parang now, kumbaga, okay, if ever nag-clash kami or nagkasagutan kami or if ever she's nice naman to me, parang ina-assess ko na lang na, okay, what's in it for me? Anong tinuturo niya sa akin? Or I needed to get through this, or I need to break through this para, okay, it's my indication or indicator na, okay, I'm growing because, okay, I was able to manage this particular instance, or let's say may point siya, that's what she felt, that's her insights about it. Okay, sige, parang I have that. Sometimes, minsan hindi ko parang nakokontrol na to assess and understand. But minsan, okay, sige, that's her point of view. Okay, if I don't agree, if I doesn't agree to her, okay, sige, I'll take a pause, and then meron tong lesson para sa akin. And then, it helps pala na, okay, minsan, it's okay na, okay, sige, drop the call kung nasa call kami, or let's say scene na lang muna if ever iba yung pananaw ko dun sa sinasabi niya. Okay, scene na muna, and then I'll take time muna to answer her kasi minsan okay nakalimutan na, then stop na ng clash namin or stop na the conversation. So gonna achieve something na okay, something na I needed to learn from it, and then assess, magre-reflect ako personal.
So parang
Yun.
instead of immediately reacting to the situation, especially in this case between you and mommy, you step back and you wait till the storm, if there is a storm, dies down a bit, then that's when you respond if needed. If hindi naman, alam mo, sobrang agree ako sa'yo when it comes to, your relationship with your mom. Ganun din ako. Kaya ako sinasabihan minsan ng anak ko, tsaka ng kapatid kong babae na, alam mo, kaya hindi kayo magkaintindihan kasi pareho kayo ng ugali. Pareho kayo ng how you deal with things. Kaya nagka-clash kayo. Aray ko. Ayan. I have the same question for Amy.
Well, actually, dun sa mga omens. So yun nga, 'di ba? I believe that in my life, certain points, I don't know the next step kasi parang feeling ko nung nag-aral ako at nagtrabaho tapos na. So, 'di ba? There's more to life for me.
Oh,
So,
yes.
yes, my mom is always asking me, anong gusto mong gawin after? Sabi ko, ma, parang masyado akong content sa buhay. I was at that point in my life, wala pa akong mga anak noon, kami pa lang mag-asawa. And then, I feel like I'm successful in my job. Si husband then, we have money, we have everything that we need at that time.
You're comfortable.
Yeah, I'm so comfortable. And then, when I resigned because I had my kids, doon na. So I listened to the omens that my parents are saying. And then they're telling me, you have more. I have more in this life. Hindi naman sinasabi na dahil mag-housewife ako, parang, sige, kung yun ang gusto mong gawin at this time, take care of the kids and the family, okay, but you should do something out more of that. So, di ba, kaya nga ako napapunta dito sa industry natin, kasi di ba, you have time, all the time that you need. And syempre, you have to do the work. And then, my parents, they're always telling me, I regard them so much, but I'm like you, Achi and Joy, I have also issues with my mom. But my mom, she has a wisdom of her own. But more so, I also heed the call of my dad. Kasi seldom lang siya magsalita. And when he talks to me, I regard it as something that's the thing that I need to do. So, nung kukuha ko ng course, I want to be a doctor. And then at that time, they can't afford it because sabi niya they can't afford. But my brother, he studied for 10 years. Sabi ko, dad ko nag-doctor tapos na ako. Kuya ko hindi nakatapos eh. Some people, they really are not into education. Ako naman masyadong mahilig mag-aral. So, I want to be a doctor. And then he told me, anak, why don't you take dentistry? Sabi ko, dad, I don't like, that certain medicine field. So, tapos sabi niya, you take up computer science at that time. And then sabi ko, hala, marami yatang math yun. Kasi under engineering siya. But I took up computer science, and lo and behold, I did great. You know, because of because of that course, I was sent abroad. So, the company sent us abroad. So, there's the things that happen when you listen to I said I listen to the omens, and when my parents give me advice, when I ask for advice and they told me something, I think that's what I need to do. And then, in the family, when something happens in the family, so I'm here in the business of insurance, and yung mga nangyayari sa teleserye, it happens to us. Natatawa ako, that time na sabi ko, Dad, nangyayari pa sa totoong buhay yung para sa teleserye. Sabi niya sa akin, anak, yung mga nasa teleserye, totoong buhay yun. And yes, it's true. So, 'di ba, because of that, yung pag-climb ko sa ladder and continue on educating myself with the tool of insurance, yun yung ginagawa ko. And yun nga, I took up the wealth management, estate planning, because there are things, di ba, sa pamilya mo pa lang, ang dami mo nang maa-apply mo na yun eh. So, I am the one practicing what we preach in my own family, so that in the future we will not have problems. So yung mga cousins ko, they are asking me, "Uy, ano yung graduatean mo? Nag-aaral ka?" Sabi ko, "Ay kuya, pinag-aaralan ko na yung magiging problema sa future pag mayayaman na tayo." Natatawa sila. So yun, yung mga nangyayari sa paligid, and yun nga, when you don't have to settle, because when you settle, that's when people will look down at you. So, 'di ba? So, because I am able and I am capable, so I just do the things that is at hand. So, continue education, grow myself, and then when I grow myself, I know I can do big things and good things to other people. So, yun yung aking personal legend.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Yeah.
Ayan. And TJ, babaguhin ko ng konti yung question ko. Ayan. Alam ko, dahil sa pagiging isang manager mo, and this is expected. I mean, sabi nga ni, who's this? Uncle Peter? Is Peter yung uncle ni Spider-Man? No, Peter is Spider-Man pala. Yung uncle niya, is it Ben? I
Uncle
forgot.
Ben.
Uncle Ben,
Uncle
yes.
Ben, right? Sabi nga ni Uncle Ben, bago siya namatay, kay Peter, that more power means more responsibility, no? So it's expected. However, your position is unique because you have to deal with people who are under you, your advisors, and people who are your superiors, ang mga managers mo. So, kamusta, TJ?
Grabe. Grabe yung question ni Achi, no? Parang very, parang Miss Universe naman to, no? Miss Agency Workforce yung question niya. Thank you, Achi. But before I answer that, no, I found another common denominator among us. Tayong apat talaga, ganun din yung relationship naman natin with our moms. I think meron talaga yun na sort of like an unspoken pressure, so to speak, that we become like a replica of our moms. And tayo, since we're our own person, we resist that. Kaya doon nangyayari yung clash. So, okay lang tayong lahat kasi common yan. Anyway, to answer your question, actually, I think what makes our structure here in the agency workforce, whether it be with Sun Life or with other companies, is that hindi kasi siya katulad nung office setup na 8 to 5. Alam mo yun, parang magkakasama kayo, you're confined in an office. In this instance, it's very, di ba, kalat kayo, so to speak, parang dynamic. That's why sometimes it's so hard to really form like a solid connection or a solid relationship. Kasi nga, we're either reduced to, interacting virtual, or because the schedules are magkakaiba. Kasi nga it's a mix of part-timers and full-time. Like in my case, no, ako lang yung full-time in my unit. All of my advisors are part-timers. So I have to be very understanding that the majority of their day will really be dedicated to their day job. No, before pa dumating si Sun Life sa kanila, nandoon na yung day job nila. So obviously, yung prioritization will be to that. And doon pumapasok yung difficulty, no? Para kang laging nakikipag-agawan sa oras. No, and ito yung kung yung sinasabi sa book na Omen, no, these are the things that you watch out for. So number one, ang limitation na nga doon is time. So now you have to find that common ground na pare-pareho kayong, you'd meet at a common time so that, makapag-usap pa din kayo and not everybody is aligned. That's where really the challenge is coming from, eh. Na yung hindi na kayo connected, tapos hindi pa nga tayo nasa iisang office, iba-iba pa yung schedule natin. We wear thousands of hats every day, no, not just an advisor hat. I have an engineer, I have a lawyer, I have a government employee, yung mix na yun. So in terms of, to answer your question, like how it is, it's really not a walk in the park every day, but it's something that it's not just me. Everybody has to work on it for the relationship or for the unit to work. But one thing I learned, kahit na we're chasing 10,000 different things every day, as long as maliwanag sa lahat kung ano yung goal ng unit that rolls up to, to the sales team, to the branch, to the cluster, the territory, to Sun Life in general, no matter how, how different our strategies are, basta focus tayo dun sa goal na yun, it can still work. No, we just have to really pay attention dito sa, yung mga sinasabi nga sa book na omens, or itong mga, how would I say it? Parang yung mga barriers ba, paano natin maitatawid? Kasi dun talaga nagkakaroon ng problema, eh.
Yeah.
No, yung challenge lang talaga, I think, for all of us, lahat naman kayo naging leaders and managers, is that most of the time, tayo talaga yung mag-a-adjust.
Yeah.
No, kaya nga tayo we were in a position of being a leader, eh, because, alam nila that yung responsibility of managing people, kaya mo. So it's up to us to really be more understanding of their personal and their professional circumstances. No, paano ba natin mapapag-work yan? So that I think yun. Kaya nga kanina, no, I was asking you guys this energy that I was talking to you about. No, itong energy na to, papunta na rin ako dun sa sasagot ko dun sa tanong mo na Achi, no, na personal legend. Parang I wanna be that person na, if it's so dark, I wanna be that light for you. But it's not going to be dark forever. It's dark now, but it's not gonna last. The sun will shine again, so to speak. So parang kasi nanggaling din ako doon. So parang kaya gusto ko gano'n na laging mataas yung energy ko. I don't know if I'm ridiculously over optimistic. I'm just really built that way, no? Kaya nga 'di ba may Joy yung name ko, no? Parang balik sa mga mami. Sabi kasi nung mami ko, since I was born on the first day of the happiest day of the year, no, Joy, Christmas, December, she wants me to be like that. So parang yun na din yung parang what I live for, na okay, na parang pag madilim nga, parang ikaw sanang maging light, no? Ikaw yung makapagbigay ng joy sa kanila. But of course, it's not something that, that I can do without fail. No, there are times talaga na yung darkness din consumes me, na I can't be that light or I can't give that joy to you. But then it's something that, I want to strive for. Me being very mindful of this omens or what's going on around me, and how can I still be that light or that joy for everybody. Yeah, very Miss Universe sing sagot ka.
Yes, lahat kayo.
Yung ground ko, ayan.
Well said also, TJ, no? Alam mo, ako, ang paniniwala ko when I was reading this, no, omens or signals or whether it's barriers or it is signals from external factors, no, I think sa bawat stage ng buhay natin, meron tayong dinadaanan, pero somehow it changes. No? Depende siguro, like what you've said, ako yung richest in experience amongst us four, no? Ang ganda talaga ng pagkasabi mo, TJ.
Yes.
um, uh, yung pinagdaanan ko, categorize ko na siya as stages, no? So, nandoon na yung dati, after, I get to a certain age, it's expected of me to get married, to have a family, and eventually help my husband with his business, no? So, nangyari na yon. Nagkaanak ako, nag-focus ako sa mga bata while helping my husband with his business, which was really a juggling act. No, hindi ko alam, siguro 8 ang kamay ko noon. For me to be able to do all of that. Pero nung time na yon, kaya ko magpuyat, kaya kong 4 na oras lang ang tulog ko every night for 1 whole week. I can do it, no? Drive the kids to school, rush back to do some paperwork, go back to pick up the school, be there for their graduation, for their school program, be able to even volunteer sa PTA, no? Lahat yan. Tapos, all of a sudden, I was left to take care of these 4 young human beings on my own. So may mga challenges din yun. Pero, what I have learned from these stages is that somehow these signals, whether they're telling you to do something or warning you not to do something, no? Ano siya dumarating siya base sa kung nasaan ka sa buhay mo. And it is important for us to be sensitive to these signals, no? When I was, and a lot of people ask me this, no? Janet, buti you did not get into a relationship. But actually, I did, no? Once or twice, serious relationship, no? Kaso lang, nagkaroon din ng, I wouldn't say barrier, but bad omen dito sa mga relationships na to. That's why I got out of these relationships, no? I knew it wasn't going to work, no? And whatever decision I made based on on what my personal legend at that time was and how I read these omens, wala akong pinagsisisihan. Walang regrets. And that is my character. I really don't do regrets because ang paniniwala ko, wherever I am right now, if it's bad, pagaluan ko yan. If it's good, ano yan, hats off sa akin, no? And right now, with 4 kids, almost independent, 2 na lang yung nag-aaral, and 3 are already living abroad. Etong panganay ko, baka sumunod. Eventually I'll be on my own. I am planning on the next stage of my life based on what I am seeing here in this stage in my life right now. What do I want? Where do I want to be like 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Is it, do I want fame and fortune? Or do I want a simple life? Do I want makilala ako globally? Or gusto ko bang nandyan ako kapag nagkaroon na ako ng apo? Ay, apo na yung pinag-uusapan. Ayan. So, yan naman ang answer ko sa lesson number 2. Now, let's go to lesson number 3. It says here, rise more times than you fall and you will never fail. Ayan. As the young man's journey continues, he meets an Englishman who tells him of an alchemist that can turn lead into gold. Eventually, the two stop in Al Fayoum as part of the caravan they travel with. While there, the boy uses this newfound ability to read omens to foresee an attack on the oasis. This catches the attention of the alchemist. The two eventually meet, and he becomes a mentor to the young man. The alchemist also declares the importance of personal legends. With What he learns from the alchemist, the boy turns himself into the wind when a tribe of Arab soldiers captures them and threatens to kill them. The alchemist continues to teach the boy, but eventually they must part ways before the young man reaches Egypt. When he gets to Egypt, he begins digging for his treasure, only to be immediately beaten and robbed again. One of the men tells him of his own dream in which he would find treasure under a tree in an abandoned church in Spain. The boy recognizes this omen and now knows where his treasure really is. He returns to Spain and finds in the exact spot he had his first dream and uses it to continue to fulfill his personal legend. Ayan. So, very simple yung lesson number 3, I think, no? Very self-explanatory, no? That every time, kaya kailangan mas maraming beses ka, you have to get up, no? Because the last time that you get up might be the last time that you will be getting up. So, kailangan, whenever you fall flat on your face, and I'm pretty sure we all have those experiences in different aspects of our lives or in different parts of our lives, no? You have to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and move forward, no? Whatever that move forward means. Now, ito naman ang question ko sa inyo. What was, and I probably wouldn't want to ask what was that challenge na paulit-ulit kayong falling flat on your face, no? But what made you pick yourself up and dust yourself off? What encouraged you? Ano yung naging factor para sabihin nyo sa sarili ninyo na, oh no, hindi ako pwedeng mag-give up ngayon. I still need to get up and move forward and decide on how I want to deal with this. Ayan. So, let's start with Amy.
Yan. Okay, actually. This is very, ito na mga Miss Universe question. No? So sabi mo nga, at every stage in our life, dumarating yung mga problems, no? Sabi kasi, sa book, diba, sabi niya nga 3 times Kapag nangyari ng once, pag hindi pwede mangyari ng twice. But if it happened twice, it will happen thrice. Diba? Kaya nga binigyan niya ng ng piece of gold yung monk kasi babalik siya doon dahil di ba nga ninakawan ulit siya. Siguro ako dun sa yung maraming challenges on the road. So yun nga, I have all the help that I have. I have my parents, I have my family, I have my husband. Dun sa pinaka-last, it happened during the pandemic kasi. Yung sabi ko nga siguro yung kaya ako bumangon at dinas ko yung sarili ko. It was because I feel that I was loved. I was loved, and no matter how bad things happen, parang tinanggap ako. Sabi ko nga, pwede na akong isole. Parang pwede na akong isole. And during that time, I feel parang insignificant, na parang, yun yung sabi ko, diba? Ay, nababanggit ko naman before, parang mayabang ako, I can do anything sa sarili ko. Talagang dinrap, parang gusto lang ni God na i-drop ako para lang ma-feel ko lang na may pick up sa'yo and you can't do anything on your own. So, yun. So, I think it was, kaya ako bumangon ulit. And I proved to myself na hindi naman ako ganun. And I can do better. Because of love. Unconditional love. And support. So, I have a lot of dreams right now. Yung love life ko, kasi Hari kasi siya, hindi niya ako sinasabihan kung ano yung kailangan kong gawin, kung anong dapat kong gawin, kung anong gusto mong gawin. Pero pinoprod niya ako. Yung parang parang sinusupport niya ako to tell me that there's more to life and I know you can do it. Parang sinisigundahan niya kasi yung parents ko when they say that parang kaya mo pa naman, sige go. Yung sa next level of my life. So yun, And when I look at my kids, they have this person that they can look up to. Na, yan, mom ko yan. Diba? Sometimes, sabi nga ni Achi, God will not give you challenges para lang bahala ka sa buhay mo. Kaya yun ang paulit-ulit na nangyayari. And sa bawat paulit-ulit na mangyayari yun, pabigat ng pabigat yung challenge kasi you have to learn your lesson. If you don't learn your lesson, talagang paulit-ulit lang yan kasi hindi ka pa natututo eh. And doon sa lesson na yun, nung mga nakaraan kasi, sinasarili ko lang kasi kayang-kaya ko. But when it dropped like that, talagang hindi ko kaya. And someone picked me up. And yun nga, kailangan ko maging humble, di ba? Kailangan kong, I have to admit my mistakes. And above all else, I feel love. Di ba? So, yun.
Alam mo, sasabihin ni Harry, bakit kita pinapaiyak every time?
But yeah,
Mapapagalitan ako ng husband
but the
mo.
personal legend, I think, the stages. Kaya I acknowledge Achi for that. Kasi nga, we don't know each path that we have, the stages in our life. But whatever happens in that stage, it will make you wiser. It will give you wisdom so that you can share the knowledge to somebody else that who needs that lesson, diba? Sometimes kasi hindi naman nila kailangan i-experience yun for them to be able to learn. So yeah.
Yeah. So unconditional love from others. That's beautiful. TJ, how about you?
Thank you, Achi. Virtual hug muna kay Amy. So, si Amy, the very reason daw, the very reason that she gets up every time she falls flat on her face is that she is, sabi niya, I am loved. Yun yung sa kanya. Sa akin naman, ang sagot ko doon, I am needed. I have, number one, I have a life that depends on me. That's Miguel. Parang yung lagi kong iniisip, hanggat hindi ko siya naitatawid to that age of independence, I can't, hindi ako pwedeng mag-give up. Now, the moment I decided that, I didn't want to get married, that I will be a solo parent, yun na yung lifelong commitment ko na, okay, I made that decision. Kailangan panindigan ko sa niya. His life depends on me until I get him to that age of independence. Yun, I am needed. Yung second, it's because of my parents. So, kanina pinag-usapan natin yun na, how is it, yung how the people around us, our family affects us. Both my parents are government employees. Hindi kami mayaman. Parang whatever we are enjoying now, the three of us, because of their hard work, they're government employees, na talagang yung buong buhay talaga nila, they dedicated to us. Their biggest investment was really to send us to school. Kasi yun yung paniniwala nila na, yung education, yung best pamana nila. So growing up, talagang nakita mo na sila laging sapat lang ba yung meron sila. What I'm trying to say is that now, my parents are in their, late 70s. Who knows how many more years they have on this planet, no? Yung them traveling abroad, yung them going to these places, eating at these places, they never got to really experience any of that. Habang pinapalaki nila kami, kasi nga laging silang nagbibigay, laging kaming apat. Yung laging kaming apat yung pinagbibigyan ba nila, so to speak, hindi sila nakalimutan na nila yung sarili nila, so to speak, kasi nga apat kami na tinatawid nila. So now that they're in that late stage, lagi namin na pinag-uusapan kaming magkakapatid. Me, I'm very privileged because they live with me, so kasama ko sila every day. So every time na ang hirap ng pinagagawa natin every day, lagi kong naiisip yan, sige, pag nag-give up ako ngayon, ilang years na lang meron yung parents ko. Baka yung mga hindi pa nila na-experience, hindi pa nila nakakain, hindi pa nila napupuntahan, hindi ko maibigay sa kanila pag nag-give up na ako ngayon. To your point kanina, Achi, baka the last time you fall, you may not be given the chance to get up again. Baka that's the end of your life as well. Alam mo yun? So parang yun yung like kong iniisip. Every time I wake up, the first thing that comes out of my mouth is that, thank you, Lord, I'm alive. Kasama ako dun sa wake-up list mo. Thank you. And then the next na iniisip ko, okay, ano yung agenda ni Miguel today? Anong agenda ni Mom today? If needed ba ako dun? na laging yun yung priority. Laging sila, no, before work starts and whatnot. Kaya nga aga ko gumising, actually, parang 4 o'clock pa lang gising na ako. Pero yung parents ko, 3 o'clock pa lang gising na. Hindi ko talaga sila mabit and whatnot. So, to Amy's point, she is loved, kaya kailangan bumangon ng bumangon. To my point, I am needed. No, in essence, there's 3 lives that's dependent on me, to give them the best of what this life can offer. So, yun yung reason kaya kailangan bumangon ka ng bumangon. Of course, as human as I am, it's not something that I do, na I can do, alam mo yung without, alam mo yun, na hindi ako flawed. There are days, and you guys know this, so there are days talaga na when I'm not really feeling very well, I just wanna cave in and lock my doors and, keep to myself. And alam mo yun, ramdamin mo lang kung ano yung nangyayari mo. Parang, I think importante kasi yun that we do not deny what we're going through. Kasi otherwise, it will come back to us pag hindi natin in-acknowledge yun eh. So you embrace that season, that point of your life, but then you don't stay too long. Kasi number 1, the world will not wait for you.
Yeah.
Our bills will not wait for any of us. Number 2, Miguel's life is happening. It's not gonna wait for me. In the same manner, my life, my parents do. Their life is, happening. Basta lagi kong iniisip yun eh. I don't know how many more years I have with them. So yung years na ibinibigay pa sa akin, hanggat meron akong kayang maibigay pa or magawa for them, babangon at babangon ka. So parang commercial yung last statement ko. No?
Pwedeng gamitin.
Yun, I am loved, I am, si
Needed.
Amy, I am loved, ako, I am needed. O, yan na. Sige, mahuli na lang si Joy, si Achi na. Ikaw, Achi, ano yung I mo? Ayan.
I'm about to answer na, pero it's okay.
Oo, ikaw naman yung last ngayon, yan. Oh.
Well, ako kasi, ever since, and especially ever since their dad left us, no, umikot ng mundo ko sa mga anak ko. And na-realize ko, netong pagpunta ko when I stayed with them in Melbourne, no, last 2 months ago, no, ganun pa rin. Umiikot pa rin ang mundo ko sa kanila. I guess, I don't know if that's gonna change pag nagkaapo ako, di ba? Pag nagkasawa sila at nagkaroon sila ng sariling pamilya, di ba? Pero nasa pamilya eh. Doon ko nakikita yung halaga ko, yung value ko. Probably why it hurts so much when my parents look down on me. Whether it's because, this was way before. Ngayon, wala na silang masabi. Wala na silang, hindi na nila ako mapintasan ng katulad nung dati, no? Kasi yun dati, failed marriage, tapos working na even on weekends, even late at night, I would still meet with clients whenever clients are available, no? Napapagalitan ako. Pwede naman daw akong umuwi sa kanila, to work in their business, which, doon naman ako nanggaling, but hindi ko tanggapin yung offer nila, no? So, hanggang ngayon, pamilya pa rin yung dahilan ko. Kung nung 2 years ago, so this was last quarter of 2021, no? Tinanggal na yung paggamit ng face shield, no? Ang una kong inisip, gusto kong ilabas ang parents ko. So, ang nangyari, every weekend and during holidays, pinapasyal ko sila. No? Sinasabihan ako ng panganay ko, Mami, kailangan mo rin ng pahinga. Monday to Saturday, busy ka. Tapos Sunday ka na lang nagpapahinga. Busy ka pa rin in bringing them out. And it's not easy. It's not like I just drive them to the mall and then that's it. No. Like ngayon, daddy ko has a wheelchair. It's a motorized wheelchair, so medyo mabigat, no? And then, nandoon yung I have to pay attention sa mga dinadaanan nila. May step ba? Baka madapa, baka mauntog, baka madulas, no? I have to be very careful. Tapos yung saan ba nila gustong kumain? Babagay ba sa kanila yung food na kakainin doon sa restaurant? So, a lot of things to consider, no? But I still do it. No? I do it because I love my family. I guess that's the simplest explanation to it, no? And the reason why I wake up every day is because of my family. Pinaka importante is are my children, no? Kaya yung boyfriend nung pangalawa ko, no? Special mention to Rob, uh, boyfriend ni Crystal, no? Napamahal na rin siya sa akin kasi mahal siya ng anak ko eh. 'Di ba? It's the same thing. I realized that with my sister, no. Mahal ko rin ang aking bayaw, mahal ko rin ang aking nephew kasi mahal sila ng kapatid ko. Kasi mahal ko ang kapatid ko, no? So yun nagkakaroon ng chain reaction. And before I pass this on to Joyce, no, what I'd like all of us to seriously consider also, no, is that lesson number 2 plays a huge role sa lesson number 3. Kasi sabi natin, ang lesson number 3 is, you have to get up more times than you fall flat on your face. No? Pero we have to pay attention to the omens. Kasi baka naman yung pag-fall natin, ibig sabihin nun, this is not the path for you. This is not, what you should be doing. So, we have to be sensitive with these signs. Ayan. So, Joyce, nabitin ang sagot mo kanina. What were you going to say?
Yeah. While hearing your answers, mine kasi is on the flip side. Parang it's more of myself. Parang I'm on my era now na I needed, parang there's this one branch manager spoke with the entire territory and then sabi niya, fail or do mistakes immediately. Parang look forward to the failures ng madami, ng mabilis in order for you to get back up ng multiple times as well. While you are failing, it means na you haven't reached your peak yet or you haven't reached your, like for example, happiness yet. And I realized na parang, diba, typical or before or parang nakagawian na, like what you were saying, focus tayo na parang, okay, ako ang mag-a-adjust lagi. It's because this will make them feel better or this will make the story different para sa kanila. But then, now I realize na I need to be better myself. I need to be better at myself as an individual or a leader, a daughter, kasi my contribution, for example, to my husband, to my children, is what makes me happy, what makes me parang fulfilled and satisfied. For their reaction, kung ano man yung story sa kanila, it's my contribution to them. So parang for the Amy, because she felt love, KTJ needed you, Achis, because the family makes you happy. Sa akin naman parang now, it's my responsibility to be happy first myself because nandun na lahat magiging crystal clear and focus sa akin na, okay, the solutions, maybe sa mga problems ko or challenges ko, magiging clear siya when I'm okay, when, okay, crystal clear, I need to prioritize this one, until I'm okay first. Kasi pagka magulo, let's say, ang problema ko pa, parang, okay, doon na yung normally, typical na, okay, pa-victim, tapos magkikwento ako na, okay, ang ganito ang nangyayari sa akin, and then I'll be needing that sympathy na, okay, so bida ako dun sa my own victim story where I cannot get any solution, but rather, okay, like TJ said, okay, I need to sit down on the season, maybe if I feel sad or kung masakit, okay, sige, endure ko. And then, I am the only one who will make myself feel better and pick myself up. Then, the solutions will be clear to myself. Na ako lang din naman ang gagawa. So, I'm on that, parang I'm on the flip side of your point of view. But somehow, it eases my way na, okay, I cannot resolve my problem immediately, but somehow it's easing my way out. slowly, but pagka natisod ako, it's my decision. Parang there's this story din na technically, the decision we made, it depends also on us if sasabihin ko kung mali yung decision ko or paninindigan ko yung decision ko. For me, na okay, this is my resolution to the action I did or the decision I made. Basta as long as my cup is parang yung borderline is hindi mapapasukan ng kahit anong nega around me, then I'm fine. But I need to prioritize myself first sa lahat ng bagay. So yun sa akin, Achi.
Ang galing, ang galing. TJ summarized what we shared, no? Sabi niya, si Amy, I am loved. Si TJ, I am needed. Me, I am happy. Si Joyce, I am me. Ang galing. Ayan, may caption na tayo sa post mamaya.
Wait lang, Achi, no, to lesson number 3 and to Joyce sharing kanina, no, do you guys, I don't know, I appreciate that this is happening now. In the past, parang we're being told na dapat hindi ka magkamali, dapat, alam mo yung perfect ka palagi, etc., etc. It's just so nice to see, to read, to hear na people now are being open to, you know, for us to commit mistakes, make mistakes, and learn from them, for us to fail, get back up, and etc., etc. No, parang ang ganda lang na nagbabago yung landscape ba, so to speak, of how we should be, you know, dealing with this thing we call life.
Yeah, I guess maybe because of what happened with the pandemic and all of the other crises that we've experienced in the past 2 or 3 years, no, people are more forgiving now. No, mas marunong maging mag-show ng empathy and mas forgiving ang mga karamihan ng mga tao. Ayan. Which leads us to our last question. In 1 or 2 sentences, please share your present personal legend. Ayan. Sino
Oh, si
mauna?
Joyce
Si
naman.
Joyce.
Si Joyce.
Oo.
Madalhin uli natin siya eh.
Yes.
All right. For me, okay, my personal legend focuses now on my own journey. So I'm taking up my own route. Mahirap sabihin na with the exposure of social media na ang daling makita lahat ng speed up ng my friends or the people around me, especially my family, including dun sa mga old values and belief. It's sad to say that from time to time, of course, there's a comparison between myself and to like kasabayan ko, for example, in the industry or my classmates. But it doesn't make me feel better kung ganun ang nangyayari. And it's an old habit na it's very difficult to change. But I'm just setting every day with hard work. Ang hirap niyang ibalik dun sa focus and clarity of my mindset na I have my own journey. I have my own talent. I have my own skills. I'm responsible for my happiness and my kumbaga dreams ko. And ako lang ang magti-take action to it. Whether speed, depending on my speed na gusto ko, or maybe if it's taking a step back, maybe 1 or 2, but I'm just on focusing on my own journey kasi I'm unique. I am blessed with this life. So nakaya naman kay Lord sabihin niya, oh, sad ka,
Sinayang mo.
nagmamadali ka. Yes, sinayang mo or nagmamadali ka. Parang it's like for me, I am blessed. Waking up every morning, nakakaya kay Lord na ginigising niya ako every day. So, kesa pangunahan ko yung what He have in store for me, I'm just focused now on my own journey.
Which is very aligned sa sagot mo sa lesson number 3. Beautiful.
Okay.
TJ?
Oh, sorry. Pinasa ko kay Amy. Parang, yan, nauna ako, ikaw na, Amy.
Sige. So, para sa akin, so, I think I am on my way. Because sabi nga, when you want something, the whole universe will conspire to help you. So I have all the help that I needed. I just have to be careful and mindful of the omens along the way. And yun nga, whatever challenges in my family, around me, outside of my comfort zone, along the journey, the universe will help me get through where I am supposed to. So yes, kagaya ni Joyce, I'm taking my time. And it doesn't mean that if you're taking your time, ano ka na lang, mag-comfort zone ka na lang, maglalaylo ka. It's just that, sabi nga ni Achi, I have a plate in front of me. So this is what I'm doing alongside the other priorities that I have. So the universe will help me go through to where I am supposed to be. And I have a lot of time and help that I needed. Yeah, that's my answer.
Wonderful. Oh,
Ang ganda ng mga sagot
wonderful.
natin na parang very Miss Universe. Pinasa ko kay Amy, I was going to use that quote also. That's my favorite quote from the book, no? If you and if you want something so bad, the universe will conspire to
Inspire.
make it happen for you.
Yes.
Parang me from this book, di ba yung title niya, The Alchemist? Parang yung The Alchemist, it's you're like the creator of something. Parang yun yung biggest takeaway ko from this book or now my personal legend is that for anything to happen in my life, ako yung alchemist nun. No, it's not up to anybody. While we're trying to be mindful and try to pay attention to the people around us or this signals and omens, it ultimately is still is up to you. Yung what sabi ko nga in the beginning, no, there's fate that's written for us even before we came to life. But then how your story will end will ultimately be up to you. And in writing that story, do not let anybody else hold that pen. It's
Yeah.
up to you. So you're the alchemist of your life. You're the alchemist of your dreams. It really is up to you. Na yung sinulat ko nga yan, yung kanilang personal legend. I'll read it to you guys now. Some people light the path for others because they do not want others to fall where they had stumbled. Parang in the same manner that I am trying to pursue, my own personal goals, while I'm doing that, I also want to be that person who be that light, to share that joy to people so that, parang sabay-sabay ba tayo in this journey of life na makarating kung saan man tayo. And as we write our own unique, sabi nga ni Joyce, our own unique story. So yun lang, we're in Miss Universe yung mga sagot natin na today.
Yes.
Okay, ito na, the Grand Miss Universe. Actually, yan na,
Well, ako, dati, again, going back to me, being a single mom and having 4 very young kids, dati talaga umikot lang ang mundo ko sa mga anak ko. Now that they're independent, I realize nothing has changed. I'm still the doting mother. I'm still the praning mother na minsan yung just this past week, no? Rob and Crystal nag-positive sila sa COVID. So, and it's not their first time. It's not their first time, and they went through yung difficulty of being sick, having to take care of each other and everything before, no? So this is not new to them. Pero ang nanay praning, ang nanay everyday nagpa-follow up. Kung pwede lang ako lumipad doon para maalagaan sila, I would, no? Siguro kung dito lang sila nakatira, edi lumipat na ako sa kanila para mapaglutuan sila ng ng meals nila. So, and I guess I have to learn, and this would be a challenge for me, no, to somehow let go and let them grow as individuals, because each of them is diverse, unique, very different from each other, and very different from me, no? Kaya nga in-encourage ko yung mga anak ko when Crystal decided she wanted to study abroad, her masteral and then work abroad, hindi ko siya pinigil, hindi ako nagsabi na pag-iisipan ko muna, go! Ganun ang sagot ko, kung gusto mo, go. And I encourage the two youngest to follow suit because I needed the distance. Helicopter mama ko eh. Sobra. Sabi nga ng panganay ko ngayon siya yung naiwan sa akin dito. Sabi niya, when we were in Australia visiting with her siblings, so, nako, yung ginagawa ni mami sa inyo dati, ginagawa sa akin, ako ang sumasalo ngayon. So masyado akong protective, masyado akong, natataranta ako pag may naririnig akong umpog dito sa bahay, stuff like that. So, I have to learn that, no? And for me to be able to learn that, I needed that distance. Now I'm somehow getting used to it. Kaya nga medyo okay na sa akin to live like 2-3 hours outside the metropolis, I'm gonna try that, see if I don't get crazy with with only having crickets as my my white noise, no? Wala akong malapit na kapitbahay na makakachikahan. But I guess what I aim to be for my children is the same as what I aim to be for other people. It is to be a blessing. Whatever color, form, or shape, or size that blessing may be. I don't have to do this, the book club, diba? But why am I doing it? Because I have so many stories to share. And from those stories, other people might learn from my mistakes, diba? You don't need to experience what I went through for you to learn the lesson that I've learned. And the same way, I know a lot of people out there have lessons that they can share with me so I can learn from them as well. And this is how the world should be. Hindi tayo pwedeng maging hermit. Hindi pwede tayong maging, and no man is an island, di ba? We are all affected by how the people around us move and decide on things. So, yeah, how I want to be for my children is also this is my personal legend now, how I want to be remembered also. So I guess in a way, this is leaving a legacy also sa mga taong, I cross paths with. Yeah. Ayan. What a beautiful discussion with beautiful ladies like you. My goodness. Amy, pakisabi kay Harry, hindi ako may kasalanan kung bakit umiyak ka ngayon, ha?
Naiyakan talaga.
So, okay. We went a bit over time, but this is so much worth it. Yeah. Please, everybody, watch out for our next book discussion. We will be sending out invites through the WMC community billboard and also through our platforms, social media platforms. Sa mga WMC alumni, whether you're an associate or a certified wealth planner, please, if you're interested, reach out to any one of us and we will share our next book title and our next date and time for the book discussion with you. So that ends today's The Alchemist. Thank you again, ladies, and see you on the next discussion. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.